Yeah, now I am audible. Okay, so here we are starting our section. So just start. This is our first lecture of our subject hydraulics and pneumatics. Uh, so here we are going to see the syllabus of our subject. Uh, so here you can see this is the syllabus of subject. So there are in some paper and end some paper. So in some paper is of 30 marks and end some paper is of 70 marks. And we are having oral of 25 marks and term work of 25 marks. So all of you know that this is the final year of your degree course and this is very much important. So subject also bears importance as it carries 150 marks. So having oral and term work also. The term work assignments I will share you on your Google Classroom. I will create Google Classroom by Monday or Tuesday. So here we are seeing that what are the course objective. So course objective you can see on your screen is that to study governing laws and use in fluid power system. Then to study the fluid power application. The third one is to study working principle of various components. So these are our course objective. Similarly, we are having some course outcomes. You can see on your screen. So course outcomes as understanding working principle and components used in the hydraulics and pneumatic system. All of you are very much known to the hydraulic system. We are having the subject called fluid power. In that fluid power, we all very much familiar with the hydraulic system, but we are not familiar with the hydraulic circuits. We study about the components in the fluid power. So how this complete system is studied, we will see in this subject along with the pneumatic. Uh, in this subject, we are considering gases as a fluid as well, because you know under pressure gases work as the fluid. Okay, so now we are going to see this units syllabus. So this is the unit one of this system. First one is the basic of fluid power and pumps. So fluid power basics and advantages and limitation of its fluid power. Then standard symbols, the energy loss in this hydraulic system we are going to study in this subject. Then pumps and types of pumps and classification, principle of working. All this we are going to study in chapter number 1. Today we will discuss only 3 chapters, because these 3 chapters are you have to attempt in some paper. Beyond after this chapter 4, 5, 6, I will explain after our end of the in-sem examination. We hope that until now our offline classes will be start. So here you can see on your screen that syllabus of unit number 2, which is actuator and power unit. So in this unit, we are going to study the linear and rotary actuators, then types, constructions and characteristics of actuators, then cylindrical mountings. In today's lecture, I will show you the PPT of unit number 1, 2 and 3. Just we will overlook it that what we are going to study in this chapter. So in this chapter number 2, we are again focusing on power units and accessories, then types of power units, reservoir assembly, constructional details, and many more we are going to study in actuators and power unit, which is chapter number. Then unit number 3 is our fluid power control. So syllabus of this chapter number 3 is direction control valves, then central position, then method of actuation, two-stage valves, and flow controls. Okay, all these valves we are going to use in this hydraulic system or pneumatic system. We are going to see in this chapter number 3, which is fluid power control. We will discuss the syllabus of chapter number unit 4, 5, 6 in the section after the in-sem examination. Okay. Now we are going to see this PPT of this chapter number 1. So this is your chapter name of our chapter. Unit number 1 is basic of fluid power and pumps. You can see that this is the actuator. Simply you can see on your screen. So what are the learning objectives? Learning objectives is on our is in your screen. So first learning objective is explaining the meaning of fluid power. Then these are the various applications of fluid power. Third one is the differential between fluid power and transport system. Again, we are going to see the advantages and disadvantages of fluid power. Then industrial application of fluid power we are going to learn in this system. Then the basic components of fluid power, then basic components of pneumatic system, the differential between electrical and pneumatics and fluid power system we are going to see in this chapter. Then this is the introduction of this unit number 1. So in this industry, we use 3 methods of transmitting power from one point to another. Suppose we want to transfer the power, you see this concept in our subject theory of machine. So also there is a separate chapter's name is that power transmission. You see there power transmission drives such as chain drive or rope drive. But here in hydraulic and pneumatic system, we are using the fluid or gas as a subject to transfer the power from one place to another. Then how you are going to transmit mechanical force from one place to another by drawing the proper hydraulic system, pneumatic system. And how to draw this hydraulic and pneumatic system, I will show you in the subject as we are going to proceed this class. So here is the hydraulic fluid transmission. You can see on your screen that there are the system that is a hydraulic jack to lift the car from the car base. So there is, you can see F1 is the force on one arm and F2 is the force on the another arm. You can see that A1 and A2 are the areas and P1 and P2 are the forces. So you can you know that this is the laws of laws of fluid, that F1 into A1 is equals to F2 into A2. So what you are going to do here, you are applying force on the arm one, and using that force you are lifting the vehicle up. Means what, you are transmitting force by the fluid, and using that force you are lifting the vehicle on the another arm, which is arm 2, F2. So what you can say here, you are transmitting power from one arm to another arm and lifting the vehicle. Okay, again this is the same diagram explaining here related to the displacement. So displacement in the arm 1 is more as compared to the displacement in arm 2. This is because of the area. Okay, so this is the actual system of the hydraulic circuit. You know, the main components of hydraulic system are that actuators, then direction control valves, then power pack. So actuators, this is the chapter number 2. In chapter number 2, we are going to study the actuators in deep. Then what is direction control valve, how they control the direction. There are the n types of this direction control valve: 3x2 valve, 1x1 valve, return valve. So all these types along with the valve diagram I will show you in this subject as our lectures continue. Then power pack. So what is the power pack? Power pack, it is the uh, component of the system consisting of the tank and the pump. You can see here, this is a tank and pump, they together make as a power pack. This is the hydraulic system. So there are three important parts of this hydraulic system. First one is the actuator, another one is the direction control valve, and third one is the power pack. So here again the basic layout of hydraulic system is explained in this slide. So first one is the fluid tank, then filter, then hydraulic pump, then pressure regulator. Pressure regulator regulates the pressure between the both sides of the system. There is always one side which is at low pressure and another one is the high pressure. So to maintain the pressure difference or to increase or reduce the pressure, we are using this pressure regulator. And the pressure regulator is associated with the control valves. Okay, and this control valve is connected to the cylinder here. Then this is the typical hydraulic system you can see on your screen. Pump, then oil tank, then flow control valves, then pressure relief valves, then hydraulic cylinder, then directional control valve and throttle valves. All these are the parts of this hydraulic system. Then here on this screen you can see the fluid power and scope. I will explain this when we start the chapter number 1. Today you are just overlook on it. The fluid power applications. Then these are the practical application, and where you will see that hydraulic system at where practically you will implement our subject. So there are some examples that hydraulic shearing machine, then hydraulic press brakes, hydraulic power press. All these things are having the application of hydraulics and pneumatic subjects. That's why we are studying this subject here. Then these are the applications of the oil hydraulic system. You know that various presses we are using in the industrial life, that pneumatic press, hydraulic press, all those are having the application of that subject, hydraulics and pneumatics. Then here you can see that industrial based application of the system. So first one is the agriculture, in automation, in automobile sector, then in aviation, then construction industry equipments, then defense, and in entertainment, fabrication industries. We are going to use this. Uh, all this having the application of subject hydraulics and pneumatics. And again, these are the industrial based applications. Industrial based application having so many lists. The classification of power system. All this we are going to study in this system, in this chapter subject. So similarly, this is the Unit 2 of our subject hydraulics and pneumatics. Name of this unit 2 is actuators and power unit. I already told you that in actuator having its name is mentioned in unit number 1, but in unit number 2 we are going to study it in deep. So here are the actuators. So what is actuator? Actuator are those components of a fluid power system which produces mechanical work output, and they develop force and displacement which is required to perform any specific task. The task may be of any kind: to move, to press, to lift, or to climb. So what is actuator? Actuator is either hydraulic or pneumatic one. It is used to produce the work. They develop force and displacement. How does the actuator actually work? I will show you in tomorrow's lecture that we are using this actuator to lift someone or to drop someone. You know, in walls industries also that they are using the actuator on the top of the walls. Okay. You know, on suppose this is the wall body and you want to lift the this is the some wall or some wedge also. So you want to lift this wedge to start on and off the wall. So at that time, to this wedge we are connecting the actuator on top, and we are controlling that actuator to move up and down the wedge. So actuator are common for both hydraulic and pneumatic systems. How this actuator is connected to the wall, I will show you in the next lecture. Today is just we are taking introduction, so don't be very much that we are not getting this subject. Subject is quite interesting, easy. If you are having develop your interest in studying this subject, then this will be more easy to you. Otherwise, this will become hard. Try to connect this subject to the practical one. When you start watching this subject in practical life, then this subject becomes easy. Again, these are the actuators. There are terms of speed, force, and direction of this actuator. Then there are the two types of this. First one is the linear actuator, another one is the rotary actuator. Just see on your screen that various types of this actuator. I will study you this one by one as the lecture continues. The linear actuators, how this actuator works, how this piston moves up and down, how we are applying forces, all we will study in this subject. Just look on your screen that what is the content of this subject. You see on your screen, then this is the symbol of this actuator. So we have to draw the symbols of these walls also. One direction wall, two direction wall, 3x2 direction wall. All this we have to draw. Then this is the non-rotating cylinder. A special type of cylinder. Okay, now take an overlook on the chapter number 3. So this is chapter number 3, which is fluid power control.